Hello and welcome. Today I'll be showing you how to wire an Arduino Uno or compatible microcontroller to a single LED, as shown here. To begin, as I remove these components, you will notice that there is an LED right on the board, and that it is blinking. This is called the built-in LED, and one of the things to know about this, it is wired directly to pin 13 on the header. So this is the Arduino header, and that's pin 13. So anything wired to 13 is also wired to that LED. This is a great way to get started with the blink sketch, as you can load the sketch directly, as I have done here, and you can see whether or not your Arduino is working and if your sketch is working. You can see I have it currently powered, which you probably shouldn't do when you're loading and unloading or configuring wires and whatnot, because you have the chance of shorting it out. But we're going to do that for this video because it's going to be beneficial. So let's get started with a basic approach to installing the LED. So before we get started, let's take a look at this LED. What you'll notice about the LED is it's got a short leg and a long leg. The short leg is the cathode, and the long leg is the anode. The anode generally plugs into the plus voltage of your circuit. In our case, it's going to be one of the +5 pins on the Arduino, and the cathode side usually sends power to the ground. So the cathode will be connected to ground. Now, it may be hard to see here, but inside the LED, it's got something called an anvil and a post. So the anvil is going to be on the and I'll try to show a diagram. The anvil is going to be on the cathode always, and the post will always be on the anode. So let's insert it directly into the Arduino at this point. So what I want you to do is take your Arduino and kind of look straight down on it so you can see the pin lined up with the labeling for the pin. See, so I can see the 13 is lined up with the pin I'm going to use here. And then I'm going to take my LED with the long leg lined up with the 13 and the short leg lined up with the ground, and I'm going to insert it. And we want to insert it, about 4 or 5 millimeters. And you see I instantly get it blinking, and you'll also notice that it is blinking with the built-in LED. Now, if we did it backwards, it won't work. The LED stands for light emitting diode. And light emitting diode, a diode in a circuit only lets electricity travel from the anode to the cathode. So that's the first thing to check if your circuit's not working. So let's put that back. There we go. Okay, now let's try wiring it directly to the breadboard. So before we get started, let's take a look at the components we'll be using. Let's move our Arduino up there. I'll be using an LED. I'll have 2 hookup wires. 1, 2. I'll be using a 220 ohm resistor, and I'll be using the breadboard. Let's talk about the breadboard just a minute. On the breadboard, you notice there are columns and rows, and then 2 rows. These are called bus bars, and these are generally used for ground and voltage, so ground and positive voltage, but they have no inherent coupling to that. You could put whatever you want. They're just for your reference. The 2 rows on the top and the bottom are connected all the way across the breadboard. The columns are only connected on each side in the column itself. So these 5 pins are connected, and these 5 pins are connected. They're not connected across this valley, and they're not connected from column to column. The numbers are just for reference, as are also the letters. So let's start hooking this up. So let's orient our breadboard right across the bottom here. Let's get this in a better view. There we go. And we'll start by hooking up the jumper wires. So again, if you hold the Arduino up like this, it's easier to orient. And we're going to put the red wire into pin 13. And then we're going to pick the ground wire. I've got a brown one here, I think that is. And I'm going to put that in the ground. I like to try to stay consistent with colors, and I try to put red when I'm sort of supplying power, and brown, green, or sometimes black when I'm going to ground or negative. Okay, so I'm going to put the power into pin 15 into row 15 on the breadboard. I'm going to put the ground into row or column 20, I'm sorry. Again, these are arbitrary, but I've just picked these for my reference and to make it easier to remember. So now I'm going to put the short leg of the LED into column 20, and the long leg will go into column 19. And that might be, I don't know if you could see that or not, but probably not. Those letters are small. And then the final thing I'll do is I'll connect the LED with the resistor, 220 ohms, from pin 19 to pin 15. And you can see right away the LED starts blinking. So it's important to keep in mind I've already loaded code onto this Arduino. It's the blink sketch, and you can find that online. I'll have links in the description. And you'll also find, I'll have a link to my website, masscodeprint.com, which will give you some more information on how to complete this. It'll give you there's a completed Fritzing sketch, and also a more detailed blink sketch with a little bit more comments on it than the ones provided by the folks at Arduino. So thank you for watching. I hope this helps you out, and have a great day.